Yo, what up? Welcome to the Binge Eater Podcast. Your boy, the Don of Drippin', the South Bouse. I'm here with my boy Lynch and my boy Donny Duckets.
It's Donald Duck to you.
Donald Duck. That's what it says on the birth certificate. Yeah, guys, hit that like button, share the podcast, put a comment or a review. All that stuff helps. Hope you guys enjoy these. I actually love recording these. I know there's a million podcasts out there, but I really do enjoy recording these. Because where else would I get like a little piece of news like this python found with a 5-foot gator in its stomach? And somehow it ties in with a geoscientist / bikini model. Send the link. Am I right? What's the link?
Like a perfect title for a piece of content.
Yeah, geoscientist and bikini model shared disgusting footage of the moment a 5-foot alligator was removed from an 18-foot Burmese python. What's interesting about the news today is, doing the podcast, like I was saying, is like, where else would I hear about something like this? Mm-hmm. But I do see things like this. I was on Instagram and literally came across this video just randomly on my feed. I went to my popular page and this video was there and I watched it and I was like, oh, interesting. And I assumed it was like some old school rotten.com type stuff. I didn't know this was news.
God, rotten.
I didn't know this was news.
It's current.
It was right there on my front page of Instagram, literally right between a big fat juicy booty, men flexing, and a huge sandwich.
I like
that's
how you
what Instagram.
I like how you didn't gender the booty either. Like at this point, it's kind of obscure when you're saying that there was a juicy booty on your Instagram. I'm not sure which gender it belonged to.
You're 100% right, because I was actually at the gym the other day and I posted a story on Insta and I was like, listen, if you're a girl at the gym and you got like a nice juicy booty, I'm happy for you. I am. I'm not really like sitting there and taking in your booty though. I'm here to do work. I'm here to focus on me. Having said that, if you're a dude there with a juicy booty, like I'm scoping that out because I want that.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm straight. I'm straight.
Right.
But I want that for myself.
Exactly.
I want it on me. I know everything I'm saying is wrong, but you know exactly what I mean. Yeah. And I'll follow that dude around a little bit. Watch his booty walk, see what leg exercises he's doing, glute bridges, hip thrusts.
I did catch this piece of content and I had like a really disturbing thought about myself when I saw it. I started reading a bit about it and I was like,
you identify with the snake?
I identify with how they eat potentially, like just shoving, like they have like, I was like looking into it and I started reading about how they eat and how they can like separate, like their jaws are like kind of separate on top and bottom and they just like swallow something whole. And I realized that like sometimes I eat so fast that like if I just died, like I just dropped dead.
Same.
Like do the autopsy, they might find like an entire mini chocolate bar on.
That's what's embarrassing.
Of me. You know what I mean? Like they cut me open, they go, "Oh, this fucking guy! This guy's been just shoving food down his gullet like a python."
Didn't chew anything, no. But I'm like that too. I eat very fast, and when you and I were growing up, like Lynch and I would sit down and eat like half a dozen bagels each, and destroy cereal. Like breakfast was the one, because we're not always in sync at lunch and dinner, but breakfast we were pretty much always in sync. And him and I sitting at the table. And I'm sure there's some fat people listening who got like big fat families. Like, my family moves heavy, bro. Like if you have that, time. Sometimes you're sitting there at your dinner table and it feels like fucking hungry hippos. Everyone's like chomping and chomping and chomping. And like, there's not a lot of in between that or talking. It's just like the banging of smashing
like
the hungry hippo.
You can't even, if you zoom out, you're like, what the is going on here right now? It's just like lots of...
A lot of bad breathing. You said it's like The Simpsons, and I didn't know which reference you're referring to in The Simpsons, Donny, but I was still like, yep.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but like I just know The Simpsons well enough to be like, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't even know the reference I'm talking about, but I could see it.
Anything. At anything that's been done. Didn't they predict like dozens of things? Didn't The Simpsons have like this crazy streak of predicting things that ended up happening?
Streak. Yeah,
it's a vague recollection of that.
The biggest one is like the Trump on the staircase on the escalator, because it was spot on.
That's the one that comes to mind.
Yeah, and it's like, even if they don't have a bunch in a row, like there's a couple, but I can't think of them all. But that one alone, with the details of like where people were standing, and there was like a whole thing, I don't know, a guy who scratched his head or opened a shopping bag or something, and the whole thing lines up. It's fucking weird.
I always love that picture of, speaking of Trump, that picture of Kanye with that dude behind him, that black dude who looks exasperated, and like he's in like a long brown coat looking at Kanye like, and someone was like, this, it looks like this guy came from the future to warn Kanye about this moment or something like that. And it's just, yeah.
I haven't seen that.
That's pathetic. A pathetic thing to try and do is like describe like a silly little picture you saw at 2 a.m. like 2 years ago. I'm describing this silly little picture. Some people are like, oh yeah, I remember that. But if you don't, you're like, yeah, it was a picture and it said these words.
I did the Donny thing where it's like, I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. So I'm like, yeah, for sure, dude. 100%.
You shouldn't do that.
Why is that the Donny thing?
You shouldn't do that. You should be like,
we covered this. I sorry, maybe the Lynch thing where I just nod and pretend because no one understands what the fuck I'm saying in a loud room.
Yeah, but you should, whenever I'm saying some shit, you should be like, yo, I don't know what the fuck you're trying to say. Because like if you don't get it, like I just like a lot of people not getting it. And I do say sometimes I ramble some nonsense. I didn't even finish my point last time when you said not even saying if it's guy asses or not.
Yeah.
Ever since I posted that Insta story at the gym where I was like, hey, I look at the boys' ass. Yeah. I went on TikTok like the next day and it was a guy cooking live. Like the first thing I got, it was a dude in his kitchen cooking live, like wearing light purple yoga pants with his back to the camera, just standing there. And he had like, oh no, you know I'm straight, right? You do. Everyone knows that. Like just a juicy ass. Not even the ass I want. Like I'm happy.
We're gonna edit out your mustache, by the way, to make that comment more.
Yeah, look at me. I'm fucking Spaghetti Mercury right now. If he that ass, I don't even want that ass.
But was it like one of those like trickery ones where it's like a zoom out?
hold on. I want to.
No, he was. It was far. He was over there.
Alfredo Mercury.
Why Alfredo Mercury?
Because like Freddy, Alfredo.
Yeah, but spaghetti rhymes. It's fine. It's fine. You think so? Okay.
No, I don't think so, but I don't know.
That guy's ass. You know I'm straight. It was like just such a juicy like an ass that if you saw it, you'd be like tricked by it. You know, like it'd be like that ass, like that prank. Remember, like Fuzi would bend over in his car.
Yeah,
and guys would walk by like, what up? And then he'd be like, turn around and it's like, Arabic man. And they're like, oh, I'm not gay. And he's like, yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are now.
Yeah, but I'm happy I don't have that. You guys would literally admire it too much. Like anyone, you know, like anyone would be like, people would say that. You'd be the guy like you go somewhere and they'd be like, look at that ass. And you don't want to be walking around doing that. I mean, I walk around, people are like, oh, look at that ass. Ugh.
Do you think girls sit like women sit around being like, look at that ass when a guy walks by or no?
So much
the good ones
more
too.
today. So much more today than I've ever known in my entire life. Like, your posterior chain matters a lot to people these days. Like when we grew up, it was like that big 90s Marvel comic style heavyweight body, like the big shoulders V. And like these days, it's like there's a major emphasis on like the thighs, the quads, the calves.
Oh, you're reminding me of something right now. A declaration I want to make. You know, because you've been absolutely.
You want to declare? You want to declare something?
Yeah. Speaking of straight or
jack
not.
dudes. Yeah.
I never thought about it. Like I don't know if I've ever made a declaration in my life. I've never announced that that I'm going to declare something like that. But okay, go.
Maybe declaration is the wrong word to use.
No, it's so much the right word. Keep going on here with your.
And I love that you have like a professional microphone in front of you. This is like a press. Like what the fuck am I trying to say?
I should have worn
press conference.
Thank you. I should have worn a suit for this one.
Yeah.
No, but I have been listen, I haven't been admiring your posterior chain, but I have been admiring your weight loss journey. As I sit around eating rosé pizza, I legitimately ordered rosé pizza tonight. Like it's coming tonight. And I can't wait. I'm so excited. But I've decided that we're recording this on a Sunday, and
I've heard you declare this before.
Like that.
Yeah. But this declaration is real.
You're declaring a lot of stuff.
It's a Tuesday. Monday.
It's Tuesday, Monday, tomorrow.
Okay, make your declaration. I've heard this. I want to hear it again.
Yeah, but that was in private between you and I.
Oh, I thought, no, I'm mixing it up with something else then. Okay, go. Go, declare. Go.
Go on.
Go, declare.
No, don't worry about it. It's good.
No, come
Whoa,
on.
whatever. I don't know what you were going to declare, but whatever it was, there's no way. Like, if I'm ever about like, yo, I'm about to declare something, and someone's like, go on, yeah, okay, go declare, and then I'm like, I don't want it.
No.
Then that was not worth
it.
declaring.
You're fucking around too much now.
No, come on, we're sorry. Let's go.
Okay, yeah, you're sorry.
Yeah. Donny, say sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
Since you've been, Donny's already in shape. We already covered this, but you've been on this journey, and I've actually become quite jealous of it now. Now that you're losing all this, I got my mom calling me, being like, "Have you seen how good Harley looks?"
That's so funny. You're jealous. Great. You're also like one of the most supportive people with it too.
Well, yeah, I'm not like jealous, like mad. I'm like jealous, happy for you, but at the same time, it's like me looking at myself, being like, "Wow, this fucking asshole can get his shit together." Like, look at me. Like, I'm a loser sitting here eating my rosé pizza. That actually sounds like a winner.
Yeah, it does. I was gonna say that.
That's not like a winner, but what it has inspired me, because I do want to I want to join the spring.
Say 6-pack in June, please. Say 6-pack in June. Is that what you're gonna say?
How about 6-pack?
June, literally, bro. June gives you time.
Is June? April give me time?
Oh, April, bro. This guy's fucking crazy. Okay, let's say May.
April.
Let's say May. Let's do a clean May.
But we have a real reason in April.
Oh yeah, that's right. April. Okay, April. Okay.
April.
Yeah.
Okay. How much time is that? What are we, November right now?
5 months.
Pretty tight. 5 months? Is that even doable?
I don't know. Stand up and show us your belly.
No. See, I'm not prepared to make that type of declaration right now.
Yeah. This guy doesn't want to do that. But when I was 310 pounds, he's like, yeah, we booked a professional photo studio.
Dance,
You're gonna
talent. Listen,
you got it. Yeah. You're like, Bert Kreischer was fat and was dancing. You're fat. You should dance with your shirt off.
Dude, I have the best TikTok video in the drafts that I just wish we got to put public. It's so good. It's really good. From a long time ago.
You have a problem with TikTok, man.
No,
it did sound. It was like your sentence was the most opposite of Donny thing. Like Donny never would be like, bro, I got a TikTok in the drafts, bro. Oh my god!
It's for epic mealtime. It's for epic mealtime, and you weren't ready for it. You weren't ready.
I only see the TikToks that make it to Reddit. That's how I see a TikTok.
So you're getting served it, but it's just being.
I'm getting served, but it's not curated to me in that sense.
I'd like to make a disclaimer. I'd like to make a disclaimeration.
Wow.
Disclaimer to everyone listening. Like, guys, I know TikTok is the downfall of our society. I know that, but that's like in the top 30 downfalls of our society happening right now. Like, there's a lot. I've literally never seen in my imagination, in my neurotic imagination, when I get blazed and I'm thinking a lot of all the worst things that could happen, being like, will I be alive for the end of the world? Will I be alive like when there's like, if there's like a second Holocaust? Will I be around for that? Like all the things that I could think that are so crazy, like TikTok being the downfall of society, that's up there. But like that's not even the most banger one. And in this point of my life, I have never seen. It's never been so easy to imagine so many ends of the world.
Right. Like, climate change is worse than TikTok.
Yeah. War. There's like, why do I feel like there's like 6 wars brewing?
So, I think about this.
That's my favorite punk band, by the way.
Climate change.
6 wars brewing.
Yeah.
But I think about how living in
Don't
Canada,
you dare edit out that laugh, by the way.
My laugh?
Yeah.
A lot of H's.
Edit it out.
Don't be bait. I do think about Canada, specifically living in Canada, and why it's advantageous maybe for the potential collapse of the climate. Because if you've ever driven across Canada, which I have many times, it's just, there's like nothing. It's just like a lot of like open land, untouched land everywhere you go. And so you figure it's very cold in most parts of Canada, so you figure if climates are changing, we got a lot of like natural resources in certain parts of Canada as well. I always feel like I'd move to like Alberta or somewhere like in between, and just sort of camp out there away from the big one, I'm talking about on the far west coast. and sort of stay in the middle of Canada, build a little fort, maybe start a cooking channel.
Channel.
This
guy
end of the world. End of the world.
It's the end of the
global
world,
warming.
and this guy has Wi-Fi.
You think sure. What do you
That's
mean?
the thing. It's just like,
I
yeah.
googled it.
In Canada, we got plenty of room. Just post up. There's like so many rocks you could sleep on, and that's that's the thing though. Like, that's it though. That's the part that isn't that hype. He's like,
What is lots of animals?
I used to have 3 TVs in a room.
Well, listen. I feel like Donny would agree with me on this one, but I guess he has no opinion on this.
No, look, I have opinions on it. I do think that we have a lot of space, but you have to defend that space. Like,
What do you mean defend, bro? You think I give a shit if people want to come to Canada and sleep on the rocks? Yeah, I don't care. You come to my house though. You come to my fucking house. I got shooters.
Yeah, no, look,
Well, I got
climate
one.
change is definitely gonna is gonna make things that are frozen now, they're not necessarily gonna become some awesome place to be. It's gonna be flooded because of
Not for us.
the Arctic melting,
Not for us, though.
Doesn't make for a habitable spot.
What about in the middle of
Not
Canada?
in our lifetime, though. Not
in the
our
middle of
lifetime.
I'm not saying there's gonna be spots. There's gonna be spots. I don't think that
What do you mean, bro? Montreal's gonna end up being like Florida. We're gonna be chilling.
Yeah.
You could skateboard in
Montreal's
January.
gonna be like Florida.
Skateboard
underwater.
in January. No, it's not gonna be underwater. Not us, bro.
Not us.
An island?
Not
not
possible.
us. Not us. Not Dollard, bro. Dollard's not going underwater.
That'll be riding high.
Yo, we're all gonna move to the top of Centennial Hill. It's gonna be above the fucking.
But
rim.
yeah, this isn't gonna be. This isn't an hour thing, and then it's like like Lynch, you did that to your kid. You put your kid out here in this fucking countdown of a planet,
That's the risk I'm willing to take.
and then they're gonna do the same.
She'll hunt me down. She'll hunt me down and fucking harvest me with my uneaten chocolate bars inside my belly.
They're
Should
gonna
cut that gut
They're gonna
open.
cut you open to sleep inside you and be like, "Holy
Yeah,
fuck!" There's like
exactly.
a fucking unopened bag of Fritos in here.
Yeah, this guy's been fucking shoving food down his gullet and not chewing. He forgot to chew the entire thing.
There's a complete muffin with the paper still on it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's so fast.
Like KFC. KFC in Germany sent out an automated, like if you have the app, they sent out an automated message being like, grab some fried chicken tonight. Celebrate the 84th anniversary of Kristallnacht.
Yeah, that's
The night of broken glass.
pretty,
The night that the Nazis began terrorizing the Jews. KFC was like, celebrate that moment with some fried chicken.
But then
we
then
just
try to-
tossed a bunch in the oven. Why don't you call us up?
Oh,
Yeah.
Celebrate the 84th anniversary of the but they sent that out and everyone's like, what the fuck are you doing, KFC?
how does that happen? Like honestly, like how does that really happen?
I read about this a couple of days ago actually, and it says it was done automatically.
Okay,
Like they have a thing that goes through the calendar.
Oh,
And it sends a feed. So I guess it's like a social media company that works for them, and they have a feed that kind of like pulls all the days, any possible
That's a
celebration
weird-
that's
okay.
relevant. But you
It's
don't.
not
But there's a
one real
moderating
person?
process to that. There's a moderating process, and what sucks about this entire process is this literally sounds like one person's job fucked up, or like a small team fucked up. Like that's someone's responsibility, because someone like when it pulls it out. Commemorate the 84th anniversary of the night of broken glass. Like that might have like an auto
maybe
message.
explain what that is. I don't know if our entire
That's the night that
audience
the
did.
Nazis
Yeah.
began terrorizing the Jewish people. That's when they went to Jewish businesses and like threw
Yeah, smashed
bricks
the
through the
storefronts,
glass
yeah.
and smashed the storefronts. Rounded them up.
It's
fucked
when
up all
some
their
people
places.
started leaving Germany, realizing that there was going to be a real issue, but not everyone obviously left. But
Yeah,
look, it's
yeah.
actually funny.
a lot of people that left actually then got just turned around and sent back.
yeah,
I have some
So just-
experience in calendar. Like, my girlfriend was actually working on this at work, making a calendar and filling in all the relevant dates throughout the year and all kinds of shit. And let me tell you from experience that putting Crystal Nacht on the calendar is kind of fucking weird to begin with. Like that's,
but if you're in Germany,
that's
is that
the
something
calendar.
you do, though?
This is an app, let's say. I don't think that they make the calendar for the app.
You think it's like just amalgamating headlines of the day kind of thing?
It must work online and like go and see.
Because
listen,
having it as a calendar entry, like creating an entry in the calendar for that, like is pretty fucked up.
I mean, think about it like this. It also was a chicken and cheese promo, which is like kind of shots fired, to be honest with you. Like,
what do you mean? That? Like it's
also
it's not kosher either. Like they're promoting,
I don't think
like,
any of it's kosher.
Chicken and cheese as well. Like what's up with that? What?
But Donny, you said that it's a fucked up thing to put in the calendar. I feel like if you were in Germany and you bought a calendar, I don't think there's anything that crazy about that.
Oh,
I think it's like weird, and I'm like, okay, firefighter calendar, Berlin firefighter calendar I bought with sexy firemen putting
weird
like
flex.
Kristallnacht on the fucking calendar.
Yeah,
but I would just be like, I guess it's like really informative. I'm sure there would be lots of like moments in time because it's not a holiday, you know.
Yeah,
you sure
it's not like like I would assume it has like JFK assassinated on a day. On the calendar.
So this is just like
you know what I mean?
Some sort of like murderous calendar. It's
no,
like
I'm making this calendar up.
Yeah, so you're like,
no, this company that works. I'm assuming they had a software that like just pulls, and they're like, here's a notable thing about the day. And the possible thing is that like a young person was in charge of this, or inexperienced, and they're just possible. Sometimes people aren't familiar with things. And they weren't really familiar, or they're just slacking on the job and were blasé.
They're like, Kristallnacht. That's like on the shopping channel where you get like a deal on vases.
The other option is there a guy out there that's like, we finna send a fucking message right now?
Almost. I mean, there is a lot of a lot of like bad sentiment towards. I mean, let's be real. Right now, currently, and
did you see Dave Chapelle on SNL? His monologue.
I did just watch it.
It was really funny. I thought it was a nice balance of completely like roasting the scene and, you know, sharing that like how he feels also through his art.
Yeah.
Like he said some things that I'm like, okay. Like it's funny though. So it's funny, and he's an artist, and like, you know, I personally enjoyed that. And there were some like he just, you know, he called it out in ways, and it really made me think that like if Kanye wanted to say all the anti-Semitic things that he did say, he should have put that in a track with a banger beat that he produced, and I'd back it. I'd be like, man, shit slaps though.
Totally, it's like one of those diss tracks that like makes it to the club, and all of a sudden it's like everyone like they have to play because it's such a banger.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, I'm changed. No, I switched. I'm not him. I'm not them anymore.
I have to say, I've been pretty invested. Like what I've realized in this, and more seriously, like I have realized after the Kanye stuff, and then like I do follow basketball pretty closely. Like I watch a lot of basketball, and seeing like Kyrie's whole debacle. I don't know if you guys have followed.
Sorry to interrupt again, but that was one of my favorite jokes that Chapelle said. He was like, Kanye got in so much trouble, Kyrie got in trouble. Have you followed that list? Yeah,
stuff?
I did just through a series. Once again, I sound like a fucking idiotic 37-year-old because I'm like,
which fits the bill.
Yes, you're right. I have a red room and a fucking gamer fridge, and I'm sitting in a driving chair. This is a waist car chair. I saw through a series of Instagram pictures and posts. He had like a list. Give like $500K as part of the apology. Like it was like a whole ass list of like.
Okay, but did you actually consume all his quote unquote apologies leading up to it? And I think what I was getting at is that I watched a lot of the content like on YouTube, say on like ESPN, right? And then followed some of the Kanye stuff too, where like a lot of pages post it. A lot of pages I watch a lot of like hip hop, quote unquote hip hop pages, you know, rap pages that like are covering this stuff, you know. And it's just the comment section, right? I would say like 99% to 1% ratio of people being like, yeah, he's right. Yeah, man, those Jews, they control everything. It's like the comment section is like 99%.
You can't invest
agreeing
too
with them.
much in like comment section, so like we don't ever really know what's going on with a lot of
I'm
those
the
comments.
last guy to invest in the comment section. I
Me
like
too.
If someone post comment. If someone like people post comments all the time, and I'm just like I just don't care to get involved in having like an argument with someone on the internet about some dumb fucking comment they left.
I do though.
But it is like I do have text message strings going on with my other buddies who are like big basketball fans, and it's like it is crazy how much people are like, he's right. You know, it's and I get it because
anti-Semitism is a big thing, but it's also like a misunderstood thing in a lot of ways. You know, there's issues. People feel a certain way about Israel, and they pass that on to like Judaism.
I think a lot of people just don't know Jews, honestly. Like a lot of
Yeah,
people
like
commenting,
that
I'm like,
cop-
this person's never met a
That
Jew.
And they don't
cop
want
that
to.
asked for your help. That cop that asked for your help a few weeks ago, he definitely wasn't like, oh, there's a Jewish guy, I'll ask him to help me. He just got lucky.
Actually, someone walked by my door. We have like a mezuzah on the door. And like I heard like there's a lot of chatter. They were clearly partying or whatever. And like I was just snooping on them through my little peephole there.
What a Jew.
Okay,
Yeah, literally, way to be a sneaky Jew.
go on. Go on.
But the guy literally, like, I see them and they're like right in front of my door, and they're all just like talking very loud. I'm like just like creeping, and the guy like looks. I see him take like a triple take at my at the mezuzah on the door, and he goes, "Oh, what's that? Like, is that like a Jew thing?" And like everyone was just quiet. And I was like, and I was sitting there. I was like, at that point, I was like, I should have just walked out at that exact moment. Like, oh hey, what? I like just pretend I'm leaving to go somewhere, because he said it like in the funniest way. Like he's just like,
You?
"That's not, like Jew. What is that like Jew thing called? You know?" And I'm like, this guy.
That's so funny. I wouldn't have been in the situation of patiently staring out of my like peephole,
Really?
making sure
You
my
don't hear a loud
mezuzah is
noise and go,
okay.
"Look."
But if so, you're like, they better not fucking kiss my mezuzah. They better not kiss my mezuzah. Guys, mezuzah, for those listening, it's
Okay,
like,
but if I walked out,
it's
how
like-
surprised would they be?
Let me
at
tell
the guy
people
who
real
walks
quick.
out of that door.
let me tell them what a mezuzah is real quick. It's like a thing that goes on a Jewish person's door. And it's like, it's got like a little piece of scripture in it, something. I don't know exactly, but some people that are really about the fucking mezuzah, like kiss their hand and touch it when they walk in, you know, or they like take note of it when you're walking in.
And the people that are really, really about it put it on every door in the house, not just the front door.
Literally everyone has a mezuzah on their front door.
Well, no, they put it on every door. If
Do
you
you?
When-
Harley?
when-
I don't
that's
think
like-
you do.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do, bro. I literally have
You do?
two.
Wow.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I
He
don't.
lied.
Yeah.
But yeah, you think I want to do that? A Jew lives here.
Yeah, I know.
Just in
I
case.
never had one
A
either.
Jew
and
lives
I was
here.
always like, why don't you
But that's
just
what I'm
fucking
saying. The guy-
spray
the guy
paint a
walked by that-
bullseye on your front door?
I said to my wife, I was like, "What do you think? If I walked out the door, do you think that's what they expect?" They're like,
That's
this
the
guy's like,
difference
"Oh, look at that
between you and
Jew!
I.
Is that like some type of Jew thing?" And then I just pop out the door, me all
Butt
6'5",
naked.
280 pounds of me. Do you think they're like, "Oh, like, do you think he's surprised by this Jew or not?"
If you said
So-
exactly that, that'd be sick. Do I look Jewish to you?
Honestly,
I
for
would
me,
have,
like,
if I were there, I would have opened the door.
Yeah,
I would have
so I'm
opened and been
such a
like, "Yeah, it
mischievous
is,"
fuck.
and then closed the door.
I feel like you missed an opportunity to really fuck with their heads in some way, though. Like if that happened, I would have done something drastic. I would have
Walk out with my buck knife with like a
no, nothing like that. I would have double hammer fisted the door to scare the shit out of them. You know,
That would be the scariest thing.
yeah, exactly.
like the Jew. The Jew
golem.
making all the noise.
There's a golem in
Exactly.
there.
Yo, I used to do that shit when I was a kid. I had a wooden door on my house. And when people would ring my doorbell, like I'm home alone and some fucking like vacuum salesman came to the door or something, he would ring the doorbell and I would like tiptoe up to the door and just double hammer fist the door like 12 times and send the guy running. So
See-
I'm picturing doing that in this situation.
Good pranks, good prank moves. Donnie were probably inherited from your father, because you told me one time about this move that he did to you that I still think is so incredible. Donnie and his dad are walking down the hallway in a hotel, and there's a girl like 15 feet in front of them walking, just them three in the hotel. Donnie and his father. Donnie's like younger, like 10 or something?
Yeah,
Let's say
something
10.
like that.
And, this cute girl walking ahead of them. Donny's dad rips the loudest fart and then jumps to the side of the hallway where like the doors are, so it goes inwards like a nook and goes flat up against the wall like fucking Solid Snake Metal Gear style. So he's like invisible as the girl turns around and looks, and only Donny is there in the middle of the hallway by himself.
Yeah, he did you dirty on that one.
That's a dirty one, because like you could get busted too if she turned around because she forgot something and you're jumping and farting to go to the side and you're a grown man with your kid. Like you're getting like the cops called.
Yeah, it's
or if she forgot her keys and turned around and walked back, and like you're still holding position up against the wall, and now you're like, whoa, I'm gonna scare someone, and I don't want to scare someone.
The only way that gets better is if he did a karate kick fart first and then ducked in. Like
there's a separate
fart and lands in it.
He's a karate master actually, so I'm sure he's karate kicked many farts.
Well, there's a separate there's a separate story involving a karate kick fart that he hit me with once.
Go on now.
Oh yes.
Tell
it
us
wasn't
another
a karate kick fart.
Tell us another daddy fart story.
He just kind of did like a 1, 2, 3 move. Like we were talking in the hallway and he stuck his leg out and I like looked at his foot and then he like pulled it in and I like followed it and then he like swung it back out on like a powerful fart on the last one. And the funniest part about the funny thing about it was that I followed the whole thing along. Like my head was visibly like moving with it, and it was just fucking.
Bro, we gotta get Donny Sr on here, man. Fuck Donny.
Last fart story, but
he does.
I remember in high
He's
school.
been listening. He told me.
Yeah, who's he hate the most?
I remember in high
I didn't
school.
get that feedback.
I remember in
Donny
high school.
Sr. If you're out
It's
there,
not
if you're
important.
listening. I want to know.
I
want
worry
Donny
that
Sr.
it's
to
you.
report back
Honestly,
to us.
I worry that it's you, and I don't think
That's fine.
You. I don't. I'm trying to protect you.
I don't need to be protected. Bro, I got my Mezuzah on the door. I'm protected.
You don't kiss it though.
There was a buddy of mine in high school that farted once. A very short story, and the fart
Just
went
guys
once.
that did that.
Only fart of
The
his
fart-
life.
Yeah, first time
He
only.
farted once.
The fart went. Oh. We were like Brand New Blazing. Also my favorite punk band, Brand New Blazing. No, actually that's a band I hate from like 2003.
Yeah, exactly.
Brand New
Like
Blazing,
studded leather bracelets.
We were Brand New Blazing, so that high was really hitting. So that fart was like, oh. So it was just a great day. It ended up making the whole day good.
Sounds like a perfect TikTok.
Two episodes in a row that we have like a fart segment.
Did we?
We agree. We all agreed we like farts, except unless someone does it in the elevator with me, then they're gonna get knocked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in an
Mountain
elevator
Dew, by the way.
yesterday, and it was the first thing that entered my head. By the way,
You know what might make you fart? Honestly, this next story. I have to be honest with you. This next story might make you fart. Because we did talk a lot of Arby's, and if you saw this picture,
I hope there's like a commercial. I hope a fucking ad rolls right there.
Yeah,
like,
rolls up
this
right
next
after.
story might make you
I
fart.
thought-
and then
I thought
This
the pretty
next stars.
slick-
Okay.
I thought it was a pretty slick segment, a pretty
This
slick
next arc.
transition. I thought it was a pretty good transition because I was about to talk about this Arby's sandwich here, this Arby's poutine dip sandwich available in Canada only. It seems
That
Are you looking at
transition
this picture.
That transition you dropped, the good thing about it was like you literally could use it to transition to anything you wanted.
yeah, we're gonna just.
It's not like you're like, here's a beefy cheddary thing I got for you.
You don't think so?
Did we not talk about the Arby's poutine dip at all, or it was
No.
on the sheet,
No.
but we didn't?
No, we never. This is new. This is being re-released, and once again, I have to say, in doing this podcast, what I've realized is the amount of collabo, limited time offer, like products being served to us on a regular basis is insane. It's like actually we've gone insane. It's been taken to a level that's like look at this picture. Like what the fuck is going on?
It's like
with this
it's like the
sandwich?
TikTok of food. It's like they need to
It's
give
like-
us something for the short attention span. For the look, I don't know. I kind of have like I have a pet peeve of poutine outside Quebec.
Oh,
I feel like
poutine?
I feel like once
Poutine.
fries, gravy, and cheese leaves Quebec, it's no longer like a poutine.
You think so?
Yeah,
But I still fuck up with it. You're absolutely right. You're right, but I
It's
still
like a
fuck
smoked
up.
meat sandwich. Am I gonna go to Toronto and order a smoked meat sandwich? No, I am not.
No, but you'll have a
And
Reuben.
if anywhere I go,
you'll have
in
a
the world
Reuben
that
in New
says
York.
Right. Well, I don't.
Fill it up, bitch.
But
Because
let's
the
just-
Reuben doesn't say It's not called like the Winnipeg Reuben.
Well, hold on.
I'm not gonna have the Winnipeg Reuben in New York, and I'm not gonna have the Montreal smoked meat in fucking South Carolina.
Arby's heard you, Donny. Arby's heard you. Listen to this. This Arby's, this poutine dip sandwich, right? It features the Arby's classic toasted sub roll. Sounds pretty chill. Topped with roasted beef slices. Okay. Signature curly fries. That's wild.
See,
cheese
already
curds made in Quebec.
It's a roast beef sub.
That's
It's just a roast beef sub. It's a roast beef sub.
tokenism.
But with curly
like,
fries,
but
cheese, and gravy.
I have
But then they
friends
give you
from
gravy on
Quebec.
the side to dip it in too. So they're really coming hard with the sandwich.
Yeah, well,
the gravy's important too.
you know what? Like, it kind of has like an epic meal feel to the whole thing,
Right? It
Epic
comes
meal,
together.
epic. More handle it, to be honest with you, but yeah.
Yeah, it comes together like something like that.
That so did
like a
Epic
really
Meal Time.
difficult-
We always did. After every episode, we came together.
It feels like a sandwich that'd be
yeah.
very hard to eat. Like, how do you contain
Not that hard
this
for me.
sandwich?
You know who would bang out this sandwich so easily? Amir, Chef Atari, the chef on Epic Mealtime. You guys know him. Wild
You know what?
Arabic man.
This sandwich actually happens by accident in his stomach. Like,
Yeah,
if
he
you
does.
can
No, he does
X-ray-
these. He makes these all the time. He does that. He would get a poutine. He would get like a sub sandwich and put the poutine on the sub sandwich. I'd be at his house. I'd be like, bro, we're not even filming. Get this shit out of my face. Eat them separate, bro. Eat them separate. Why are you
He's on
putting
one.
your
He's
poutine?
on one.
Why are you putting your poutine on your like? Yeah, he is. So the other day he posted. It was Saturday night. I'm like, oh, Chef Atari posting up an Insta story. Let's see what's he got going on. I click it. 6 Domino's pizzas. And I'm like, that's wild. He's showing his 6 Domino's pizzas in a video. So I
Presumably
screenshot
for
it.
2 people, right? 2 people.
Yeah, mostly him. I screenshot it. I sent it to Donny and Lynch. And I'm like, this guy's going off. Then I go back to the story because it's still playing. And then he pans over and he's got like 6 Big Macs. I was like, what the fuck? I already screenshot it and I was like, he's wild. And there was a whole other half. And I was like, I had no idea how wild he truly was.
That amount of food is your stomach is just like that is speed running to being the fattest. Like the feeling you have after that is just terrible. That's like
Not
2
true.
days, 3
Not
days
always.
recovery.
I've been deep enough to know that like you hit it and you're like, now I want something sweet.
Oh, well, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I agree.
I've
I
had the
agree.
fattest things. I was like lunch 3 and I'm like, let's be bad and get ice cream. Like, and I want something so different of a fuck up that I just had. And then I'm like, when I get home, I'm going to smoke the fattest joint to forget all of this. And I'm going to sleep and wake up like it's a new day, even though it's 7 p.m.
You're going to wake up and be like, I'm going to have a healthy breakfast.
Yeah, I'm gonna fast for a couple hours before I get going on this next cannoli or this.
We've talked about this, but I've definitely done that, and this is such a like fucking eating disorder adjacent behavior where I'll like fuck up and eat a bunch of junk food and be like, all right, that's dinner. I'm just gonna go home and not eat dinner and go to bed and be like,
That type of shit's
those
new
were
for
my
me.
calories.
That's new for me.
Yeah,
Because I track them
I say
now.
that, then I don't do that.
But because I track them now, like I will hit a meal off like the next day. I will operate now that like I'm counting the 2 days and the 2 days worth of calories.
yeah,
This
where
is
you're
why I
like
made- this is why I made the
based on the
declaration.
amount of peanut M&Ms I just ate, I'm gonna skip the fucking steak and broccoli.
The worst one I do is like eating jars of peanut butter. That's what I do.
So
just
many
a-
calories so fast when you
So
do that.
fast.
So
But I
fast.
sit with a spoon and just eat peanut
Straight
butter.
up
Like, that's
nuts.
How much?
Straight up nuts is so many calories so fast.
Yeah.
Pause.
Hey, you guys know I'm straight though. You know I'm straight.
Yeah.
You know.
This guy's getting served with nuts on his Instagram too.
70 grams of nuts.
Just to put a point on that Arby's discussion, I do think at this stage we've talked about Arby's a few times. It keeps coming back
I can't believe
We
you brought
really-
us back to fucking Arby's just now.
because now I want to make an Arby's epic meal. It's been decided.
Yeah,
It
bro.
has to
Arby's
happen.
How about
lasagna.
this?
Arby's
Forget
calzone.
about
never
an
done
epic
Arby's.
meal. We don't
Arby's
have to involve
Castle.
everyone. Let's just go to Arby's, have a meal.
Arby's
I do
is
want to
very
do
far
that.
away.
and
I
talk
want to do
about our
that.
experience.
I
Do
want
you
to
know
do
what an
that.
Arby's epic meal requires from us, Donnie? We have to drive 2 hours, put it in a little bag, and like hold on to it in like a fucking like Uber Eats bag and drive it 2 hours
We
to the
no
house
longer
and pray
have
it
the
stays good.
Arby's on DeCarry
We should go on
right?
Twitter and be like,
No.
"Who- Arby's on DeCarry, bro." Sometimes you reference like 1989. I'm like, how do you even remember that?
Bro,
part of your
relax.
life?
That was there until like 2010 at least.
No way.
100%.
Arby's in Montreal, I literally don't even remember there ever being one.
There was one on DeCarry, like somewhere close to Julep, like across the street from Julep.
See, Donnie, if we went with my original idea for this podcast, which was we were going to rig up a car and drive to anywhere to eat, like a drive-through, go to Arby's, go wherever, and do the whole podcast in a car in a stinky, stinky fucking.
You want to eat fast food in a
Arby's out
stinky car so bad?
Yeah.
Are we gonna turn this into like a fat guys in cars eating burgers kind of podcast?
That was kind of what I wanted to do, to be honest, but Harley lost 50 pounds on God, so it's too bad.
Yo, so season 2,
Still gonna
we
eat
put
burgers,
it back
though.
on. Yeah.
Season 2.
Season
Okay,
2,
tell
we
us.
should get in a car.
Oh, I do want to
Get in a car.
You
I
guys know
wanna
I'm
tell the
straight. You know I'm straight, right?
Yeah, we know.
So you know, Mountain Dew made a fruit quake flavored
So
drink.
did you.
I'm kind of like, I love fun things, fun mix-ups, you know, mashups, collabos, all that jazz. A fruit cake Mountain Dew is just like,
So extra.
it's like you know what? I guess it might. It's the one I want. I'd rather taste that than the spicy Cheetos, the hot Cheetos Mountain Dew. But a fruit
that's a
cake
thing?
Mountain Dew, yeah, of course. Did we talk about that? They couldn't sell them, the hot Cheetos
No,
Mountain Dew.
No, I don't know if we talked about that. That's because, oh man.
We're talking about hot Cheetos mac and cheese.
Oh, but Hot Cheetos had a collabo with Mountain Dew, and Mountain Dew came with many. Mountain
To
Dew.
turn a powdered cheese flavor into like a corn syrup flavor is so disturbing to me.
Yeah, but they're lying though. It's all a lie. It's like they say that, but really they're adding like what they would consider good tasting flavors.
It's not spicy.
I'm sure it's spicy, but it's like a spicy soda. You know, like
Yeah, I don't want that gas station spicy. You know that gas station.
spicy,
processed
spicy,
packaged
like a
spicy.
Dr. Pepper spicy kind of thing.
No,
Okay, but do we all agree right now that like the fruitcake is one of the worst desserts you could ever have?
I don't even know I don't know if I've ever had a fruitcake.
Oh,
As a little
I feel like
Jewish,
my
as
dad-
a little
my dad-
Jewish boy, I don't know if
my
I've ever
dad
had
definitely
fruitcake.
enjoyed some fruitcake growing up. Like,
that's because
at
your dad
Christmas
is
time.
not a Jewish boy.
He's a South African who enjoys his Christmas Christmas cake, but I hate fruitcake. Nothing worse than that. It's like raisins in the bread. You know what I'm talking
Hey,
As a
oh,
South
about.
African,
I don't want to rehash that.
as a South African, is your dad? Is he about Elon Musk? Is he like
I don't think
about
he has
him?
I don't think he has an opinion on that, to be honest.
He's not allowed. Your mom said no. He's not allowed to have an opinion. That's not important. She's like, that's not important to the system we got going on.
He
The inner
doesn't
workings
like
of
me.
this
Doesn't
family.
go on Twitter. He doesn't care. He's not getting involved in that.
Wait, that's such a diss to Elon. Everything he does, and you're like, nah, I don't go on Twitter, so I don't really.
I just consume the content about his bio of Twitter, but that's about it. You know,
Yeah.
like, has it affected your life? Like, how do you feel about it? Like, has
No, it
done
doesn't affect
anything
my
for
life.
you?
It just exists in content. Like people talk about it, but like, I mean, Elon.
But your use of Twitter, has it had any? Have you paid the $8?
No, I haven't paid the $8
or no?
I haven't paid the $8.
It's gone already, no?
Yeah, it's on
Yeah, I
hold
think he's
right now.
delaying it. Yeah.
But like, I mean, even people were getting mad about that, and I'm like, bro, this guy bought it for fucking $44 billion. Let him do what he wants. Like he literally dropped $44 billion. I heard he ended up spending like
You don't think
$100
there's
billion on it because
some
he had
amount
to.
of responsibility required when it's like Twitter. The weird thing about Twitter is like it has this like outsized impact on like even like news. Like every time they cover like a tweet, like it's like they don't cover like a YouTube video. It's always like someone tweeted this and let's talk about it. Like it's integrated so much into how we discuss culture or news or whatever it may be.
Well, then we got to reorganize everything because as it is right now, it's like Twitter could do what they want. It's a company. That's how
Yeah,
it
of
works.
course, they're private.
That's just-
now
but
they're
it's just-
now that they're a private company, yes, they can do what they want. They don't answer
Yeah.
to shareholders, but
But like,
there is
it's
like
just
isn't there like a standard required? Like when you're like operating within society, there's like a certain amount of responsibility required. No,
But you're right. Like something like the $8 fee for a blue check mark, they could do that if they want as a private company, I think. But like in Lynch's point, it's like you still have somewhat of a responsibility. It's like, you know, that you are having an outsized effect that you have to acknowledge. I'm trying to think of like a good parallel to compare the two. You know what I mean? It's like if you had some sort of car brand that was like making cars that don't handle very well, and you're like, oh, well, we're a private company. You don't like it to drive a different car or don't or stay, you know. But in the meantime, it's like the people that buy your cars are crashing into shit and it's affecting everyone around them. So it's kind of like they can do what they want, but it is having an outsized effect. But Harley's right in the sense that then how do you start regulating everything? It's tricky. It really is a tricky thing. I don't.
Well, that's the thing. What you're saying, how tricky it is. Like, I feel like buying Twitter and trying to make Twitter profitable, from what I've understood over the years, is that is a daunting task, as they haven't done it. So I don't want a Tesla anymore. Because
you think the knock-on effect.
I didn't want one before this, but I feel like just moving the teams and like if he really was like a really important part of it, I don't understand. I don't believe he was to getting things done, but he's the visionary behind it. Now he's got to be the visionary for fucking Twitter. Okay, I think I'll just get a car from another option now, since there is other options. But I've been off.
Former CEO ran two companies at the same time. I mean, this is not like unheard of. You know what I mean? I guess like the ambitions of his other companies are pretty significant. But so you said something interesting. Do you think that all the moves he's making on Twitter right now is impacting how people perceive Tesla, like buying a Tesla car?
Yeah, his behavior on Twitter absolutely changed how I perceive Tesla cars.
How about him as because he was kind of
literally
like
some
he was
of
untouchable for a while there.
No, but
people
literally
are still mad at Volkswagen.
Some of his boner tweets.
Yeah, well,
some of his boner tweets. I was just like, what's going on here? This is weird.
But you know what? Like fucking Teslas are. I've never been big on Teslas, and I think a lot of their stuff.
Because we're all poor.
No, but I don't like how electronic and controlled everything is. I don't like this car that like you can only update through them, you can only get it repaired by them, and plus certain things are stupid. Like I've heard of people getting locked out of their cars and like getting hypothermia because the fucking thing doesn't have handles or a key. There was one guy, I heard a story of this guy that had he parked his Tesla in an underground garage, and then it ran out of battery and he couldn't get it into tow mode because it didn't have reception in the basement. Like, it's just when things are that automatic, when you literally don't have a door handle, I just don't think it's a good thing. I think it's cool if you're fucking rich and you can have it as a literal toy, but as a daily driver, fuck off with a Tesla. It's a bullshit.
So I have a couple of points on that, because there's something that put me on Teslas a long time ago. No, there's another part of the Tesla that like bothers me, that put me off of it, is that I one of my content consumptions is like car videos. Like I enjoy like Doug DeMuro and like
Scotty Kilmer.
Like I just love watching car videos, you know, for whatever reason.
And like, you're a man. Don't be scared to say it. You're a man. You like car videos.
The one thing that I realized is that the finishing, like how close the door, like the edges are to each other. I don't know how to describe this. Like, the actual like
the pieces coming together, the pieces coming together of the car.
Like they have like a variety. Like they'd be like super off. Like it wouldn't like be very.
You're talking about like tolerances of the fit and finish, basically.
Like if you got OCD vibes like Lynch, this type of shit will drive you nuts.
But like, yeah, that drove me crazy. And it's like the opposite of Pagani. When we were in Pagani and he was sitting there at the door. Remember sitting at the door? Or we were with like
when we were with Pagani himself, yes,
and he was sitting there with the door. We had like the car, and he's like looking at the car. He's at the door.
You mean when
obsessively? He's like calling people over.
When Pagani flew us down to Italy,
that's true, to
have dinner with him and see his brand new vehicle.
That's true. Yeah.
And I, who am a man, of course, you guys know I'm straight, but still, was not like that hyped about cars. But still, you see like a $2 million car, you're like, it's fucking sick, bro.
Yeah,
it is.
exactly.
It is. But you don't know a lot about cars, and you're with Pagani and you're looking at the new Pagani. So you're like doing things you've seen like on movies. Like I'm talking about me. I'm like petting the top of the car, running my hand along, and I'm like
pretending
so fucking smooth.
Kick the tires.
So smooth. Yeah.
But he was staring at that
15,
door.
15 inch, 60 street legal. Okay.
He was staring at that door, calling engineers over and like really considering like the way it was closed.
But you see what I mean? You're almost making my point. It's like, if this is a toy and you're into the way the doors line up, if not, like, get a fucking Toyota. Like, I think there's a certain beauty
this guy,
in something
honestly,
like,
this guy celebrates Toyota-thon 24/7, 365.
yeah, I definitely do suck the Toyota dick.
It is wild though. That came out of nowhere. I know this guy my whole life, and then like 8 months ago, I'm just like, oh, you like? It's very evident you love Toyota.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it came out of the like, yeah, it came out of the like hiking.
I mean, you
and
shadow
outdoor
over your car and would like my car more than yours. So fuck yeah.
I definitely like your car more than mine because yours
What
is
I was
more
saying,
than Harleys.
I wanted a Cybertruck. I wanted a Cybertruck,
and I told you it was a fucking piece of shit.
but that doesn't matter what you told me. I thought it was so sick. I was like, that design's so crazy. Then Elon tweeted a boner joke, and I was like, now that design's looking weird.
Yeah.
Now the whole Cybertruck looks weird after the Dogecoin and SNL and like the dick jokes and like
fart.
Did you see Elon get like there's this website I love, and I love this website for a long time, Hard Drive.
Reddit?
Hard Drive, no, Hard Drive and Hard Times. It's like an Onion style.
Sounds super not gay, dude.
It's not. It's very straight. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I don't know. I
think it's Hard Drive and Hard Times. Nice.
Yeah, it's like the Onion, but for like music, for Hard Times, and Hard Drive, it's like for video game news. Okay. And they have great headlines. And Elon just took a meme from them, like a headline, and he said he didn't crop it, but it was cropped, and he was like, "This is funny." And like the guy from who like owns the website just started tweeting at him, and like they had a back and forth, and he just got murked. Elon got murked. It was very funny, and I'm just like, I looked at this, and I'm like. Like people say it to me, I'm a YouTuber, and sometimes they're like, you're ugly, and I'm like, you too, and they're like, what are you doing here, bro? Shouldn't you be like doing your thing? And I'm like, what's my thing? Fucking streaming a video game or eating a fucking lasagna, bro? I'm here, I could be here. But Elon's like, Elon's on another level. Like I see him fighting on Twitter, and I'm like, what? Shouldn't you make the car drive? Shouldn't you make the car reverse out of my driveway? Because it doesn't do that. The car cannot reverse out of why can't the car? It's not doing what you said it would do, bro. We're gonna come up to a decade soon where you said the car was gonna be doing
wondering
a thing.
Like how he has time to like get in Twitter beefs when he's got like a lot going on.
Well, see, the Twitter beefs wouldn't be so weird if he didn't have so many kids. Because then it's like, well, now use the Twitter beef time for your family. Yeah, it's a perfect time to go do that. Maybe he just does
it when he's on the shitter, and that's how he does it. He like,
so bounce your baby on your knee on the shitter.
He's kind of like an interesting figure because he's so smart that you think he could possibly one day benefit humanity in a large way. So you kind of keep him around.
People have been talking mad shit. They're saying he's not that smart.
No, he is very smart, and he's a great visionary. But he just seems to be a bad businessman.
Yeah.
Like, and I know that's a weird thing to say,
and like killed it.
Yeah,
but
he's great at
he's
great at marketing himself.
Right? Yeah, not a huge fan myself. And fuck Tesla.
I just don't get caught up. I don't get caught up in like the hype. I just like enjoy it from the sidelines.
You mean the drama?
I don't get caught up in like Elon Musk. I feel like over the years, like people love him. Like he's got a real. He brings out of people a real fandom.
Yeah.
You know, and the stuff that
there's
he does.
Elon stands.
100%, right?
Yeah.
But for me, I just like I don't.
Yeah,
look
it's
at it
not
like
that consequential in your mind.
I don't care. I just like I consume the content.
Well.
I may like or not like an opinion. I may not like a product he makes or whatever. I don't get caught up being like, I love this guy. He's like a revolution. Like it doesn't impact me in that way. But I do enjoy consuming the content, and the Twitter content's been absolutely fire lately. So.
I'll tell you what though, I bought Tesla stock at like 618 and it's at 195 and it's been a shitty ride. So I'm a little bit just bitter about the whole thing.
Yeah.
You don't get to say that, bro. Like you don't like after FTX, after all this FTX jazz, you're not allowed to talk about that.
No.
That shit's gonna bounce back though, you know. But like FTX, like people lost.
I have to say that actually has been my guilty pleasure the last couple of days.
I heard that guy on Sam Harris's podcast like a few months ago, and he's big in like the effective altruism movement and all those billions of dollars he had were supposed to
Tell
go
our
to,
audience. Tell our
really
audience what that
important
is.
things. Fuck. You're gonna make me define a thing. Effective altruism is like a form of charity that's supposed to be calculated to have the maximum effect. So there's like certain things you could donate to that they do the math and they're like, okay, you can actually save the most amount of lives per dollar or reduce the most amount of suffering per dollar and donate it the most directly through this way. And that's probably a lousy way of explaining exactly what it is. But
no, I think that's good.
Okay, but Donny, when you saw that guy, I don't know if you were listening or watching, and this is my biggest takeaway, because I do consume these some of these finance channels, like the ones that are kind of getting dragged a little bit because they were promoting FTX and other like crypto stuff. And I will say, I don't want to pat ourselves on the back, but the amount of conversations and meetings I had about coins and like crypto related products to promote, and we never did any because it just never felt right for us. I think at most we contemplated like an NFT with an artist that we really like something that we're like, we want to work with someone cool, like someone that we were like some artist that we respect. And we like what they do and like make something cool, and like whatever it sells, who cares? And in the end, it just didn't work out. But we have avoided this whole thing, and that brings up a separate question I want to ask you after. But every time I look at these guys, I just like, this is why I never went heavy in crypto. I looked at the two guys running the Binance and FTX. I'm like, I don't know if I want to feel good parking my money with these people. They don't give me that confidence.
There was a comment on the latest CoffeeZilla video. He's just such a G, CoffeeZilla, by the way. And the latest comment was the "you trust the banks" crowd funneling their money into the pockets of random strangers will never not be hilarious to me.
That's right. Crypto is pretty complex. I'm not going to pretend that I know enough to really be an authoritative voice on it.
Pretend.
I think it seems like a bit of a fucking shell game. The money you make is only like dependent on the money other people are losing. And I don't get it. People buy, I've never spent a dime on crypto. People buy a lot of crypto, and basically the hope is that it'll be worth more, like you can sell it for more than you bought it. Mm-hmm. But if everybody just keeps buying it, I don't understand enough. I don't see how the value is really supposed to go up. As more and more and more people buy it too, the people that want crypto are going to have like bought it. You're going to have trouble selling it at a value higher than you bought it when everybody has it. It's really...
Sure.
I probably sound like such a moron. I really don't know enough.
Well, you could have. People could have. The thing is, people that have Bitcoin could have sold it when it was 60K. Yeah,
you could have made money.
I'm not. People
been completely
made a
rich,
ton of money. That's awesome. I wish it was me. Like I wish I was some sort of crypto bro that caught the good wave and like had billions to show for it. But it seems like the majority of people are just getting.
I used to talk about crypto. When I stopped. And it was a bit before this even. It was a friend of mine bought crypto without telling me. He bought Bitcoin and he just goofed up somewhere. I don't even know what he did, but he just kind of like fucked up and lost the money. And also then on top of it, Quadriga happened, which was a website exchange. And like I had Ethereum on it and I lost it. I don't know why I kept the money on the stock. It was on the exchange. It was stupid. But Quadriga shut down and people lost a ton of money. And I was like, I don't tell people to do this anymore because the systems in place it's like the Wild West, and I wouldn't want anyone to do that. However,
follow your advice and get fucked.
Yeah. Well, I never gave advice to anyone.
No, but I'm saying you don't want to like influence something.
But like I support Bitcoin currently still.
Okay, sure. But that era you're talking about, and this part of the reason why I had a hard time with this, because I remember that era specifically. And there's nothing to do with you, but the amount of people on my like Facebook, not that I spent a lot of time there, but the amount of people that I just don't trust telling me I had to buy
that's the craziest part.
The amount of people I don't trust being like, listen, dude, you're gonna you got to do this. Like, I'm rich. Like, look how rich I am. And I'm like, this is like the reason why I don't want to spend money on it right now. And if I did, I would have made money if I bought and sold within that time frame. Like I would have done well.
But you could get fucked, though.
There are lots
right away like to me. I'm like, if I'm going to invest in something like this, it just doesn't feel like. It's just like those people actually push me off of it more than anything.
Are lots of scenarios where I look around at the people that are with me and I'm like, maybe this isn't the thing right now.
Yeah.
Maybe this isn't where I want to be. I went to go for a job like way back in the day. I didn't like school. I didn't like the idea of becoming a teacher. And I wanted to like just get out of university and make money. And there was like this scam thing going on in Montreal. It was like a mortgage scam type thing, but I wasn't aware how much of a scam it was or what was happening. But people were like basically
shout out to Tim Dillon,
crooking people out of their why?
Because he was like selling those reverse mortgages and shit.
That's how he came. That's what he did for work.
People like were basically
and he bought
like
one himself somehow.
They were crooking people out of their houses basically, and young guys like 20 years old were making so much money in my city, and I was like, oh, I should go do that. And I remember going to the interview, and the guy who was interviewing me was wearing this like purple suit. This is also like 2004, 2005. This guy's wearing this like purple suit, and he has the tie, the style at the time. Is at the time, there's always like multiple potential styles, and maybe one exists beyond just this moment in time. And if you look back on my old vlogs, you'll see me adopting so many styles that are like a one season. Now they look fucking weird and dumb type thing. But this guy was wearing a short, like fat tie. No, that was sick. I actually still back that. I think about that a lot. I think the gray hair is sick. I look like a fucking Witcher. I loved it.
You're right.
No, I'm thinking like acid wash jeans with too many rips. And like tight ankles, like just a vibe with like biker like ribbing on them. Anyways, really, you guys know I'm straight though.
Like Balmain jeans you're talking about.
Yeah, like fake ones, like fake wannabe ones. Even so, like they were just they had little flares that were uglier. What was I rambling about before I got?
You went to an interview with a guy in a purple suit.
Oh yeah, purple suit,
short, wide tie,
short, fat tie. So the tie like goes between his nipples, and it's like super wide.
And he was, when you say like, short though, you mean like it didn't reach his belt buckle?
No, it reached in between his like nipples almost.
Oh no, that's not wide. Okay.
No, it was literally a style in like 2005. Wasn't my first time.
That sounds like a child's cowboy costume. I can't
almost. It was very ridiculous though. Even though it was the cool thing to do.
No,
cool to
that's
who?
Never cool.
Because like but like even like I know it's like never cool, but like sometimes like Britney Spears and was it Kevin Federline or was it Justin Timberlake? I don't remember, wearing the whole jean suit and cowboy hat thing. That's
Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, that was like a thing that like if you did it then you'd be like, this is dumb just because Britney Spears did it.
I admitted to having a jean suit and you guys rub it in my face every episode.
Yeah, but you had like a gangster jean suit.
Well, you know, you said that. I forgot to mention that I used to rock the velour suit, which that was very comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love those. Those are still sick.
Carl Kanye and Averex.
This guy like interviewed me and he was like, okay, bro, tell me a time in your life where you weren't having a good time and you flipped it around and you ended up having a good time. Okay. And that's literally the level of the interview. And I like was like, well, I remember this one time, and I freestyled some nonsense fucking dumb thing. But then he was like, for me, I used to date this girl and she dumped me. Then I got this job, started making $300K a year. She calls me nonstop, and the only reason why I don't talk to her is because I'm talking to too many other bitches. Swear to God, this guy's like 24, I'm 20, and I could see how 90% of people would be like, this is so sick. But in this moment,
he thought he was in Boiler Room.
He did.
He thought he was Ben Affleck.
Like that movie came out like 2 years before this, and he didn't even see it. He was just playing the stereotype without realizing. I looked at this guy and I like looked back out to the crowd and heard them all, like all pieces of their conversations. Like, and one guy was like on the phone. He was like, Sally, listen to me. That's literally said I could still hear it perfectly in my head. And just the way they were all speaking and how they were dressed and like the money was coming through. But I was just like, I don't think this is right. Just in that moment, I was like, I don't think this is right for me.
So this guy definitely
This is
got into
like-
the crypto game for sure.
Yeah, is that where
These are-
that's
these are the
where
guys
we
that-
Well, that's the
where were we?
closest. That's the evolution. Was like
Was saying that
my buddy
when you
that
see who's
but the-
in it with
my buddy
you.
that linked me up for this interview, that was like, bro, you really made me look fucking stupid when you didn't take the job and they offered you the job. Now you're gonna be a fucking stupid teacher. That guy's also the guy who's like, you should buy Bitcoin.
Oh,
It's like $400, and I was like, what is that? What is another one of your fucking things? And then Bitcoin was like $1,500. I was like, should have did it.
But the
Yeah.
the difference is that like the part that's hard is that there's a lot of legitimate like big institutional investors that are involved in this sort of crypto world. You know, it's a mix. I just couldn't deal with the people that I knew or I semi knew from previous lifetimes talking about it. I was just like, I just don't. It's like one of those things like when you invest, I have a hard time investing in things I don't fully understand or can't grasp exactly like the utility for me. And so I'm just like, I'm just
or
gonna
if
stay
you
away.
don't support it, like something
Sometimes I
you
don't
don't
support
want
it. I
no,
think
but sometimes you don't want to be involved with something that involves.
Whenever I do
something else.
something sick, whenever I experience like a cool thing, I literally will there's a chance I'll call up my financial advisor and be like, yo, this company, is this a thing? Like I remember when I bought weed legally the first time, like in LA, like at MedMen or whatever, I called him up and I was like, have you heard about this company? Is this a thing? Roblox was blowing up. All my friends buying Robux for their kids. I called him up. I was like, is Roblox a thing you could put money into? Yeah, whenever I use a thing or
was
hear
it?
about it, yes, it was. It's actually a very hype thing too at the time.
Yeah.
So I heard from him.
What
Don't do
what's
that.
your take? So the one thing that I've been interested in about this whole FTX thing, and I understand, look, it's a pretty awful thing for people to lose investments and money, and I'm not making light of that, but the one part that's brought up is sort of how the influencer plays into this, right? Like someone who, like we have a channel, right? Like we promote stuff all the time, right? What's your take on people, or maybe you can give me an example of maybe a time where you've promoted something that you're like not sure, which I don't think we really have. We kind of like have promoted things we think are pretty legit for the most part. You know, we're not like out here.
Never promoted something I wasn't about. Never did that.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, you know, I guess my question is like, what's the responsibility of these sort of quote unquote finance creators? Because I think this is only going to get bigger, this story, right? Because especially because like CoffeeZilla is, you know, kind of calling people out. I do watch some of these channels, you know, and I don't necessarily take their advice necessarily. I just like I don't know, listen to people talk about investments for some reason. So like car videos for me, I don't know, real 35-year-old man shit. What's your take on that?
If you're a financial, like in scenarios like something like a YouTube or whatever, there is everyone's responsibility along the way. And if I go, ultimately, the black and white thing is, guys, it's your money. Don't ever listen to a YouTuber. Literally, don't ever listen to a YouTuber. If you wanted to even do something electrical in your house and you watched a guide video to it and you don't know that shit, don't listen to a YouTuber. They're just
Okay,
a
but they're
YouTuber. So even it doesn't, hold on, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying it's all along the way. So every step of the way, the most important thing is people listening, like, don't listen to a YouTuber like that. It doesn't matter.
Like if you have like
they're
a
just-
really good
you don't know
electrician
this
that makes
person.
YouTube videos.
You don't
Yeah,
know
there's
this
definitely
person.
some good stuff out there.
That you don't know this person. There's things you could do, but I was just saying, when I said the reason why I said the electrical thing, like it's not like I'd be like, don't listen to a YouTuber and take their book recommendation. I'm just saying, like, if you're doing something potentially dangerous, like messing with wires in your home, or
Don't listen
if
to
you're,
Jake
or
Paul.
if you're putting your money into something. No, but that's the point. It's not even about Jake Paul or not. It could be the best financial guy on YouTube. You still shouldn't do something like that. You don't know this person. He doesn't know you. You don't know what's going on. You know, there are, I just can't think of a scenario where someone's going to go and put a huge chunk of their nest egg into something
into
that a
Dink
YouTuber
Doink.
that they like told them to do. And
People are doing that all the time.
so that's
Yeah,
the
man.
first thing. Then the next thing,
I lost
as a-
millions on Dink Doink.
Then the next thing is if you're a YouTuber, you have that responsibility. Yeah. If you're a financial YouTuber, well, for your own sake, even more. Even more, because your best fans are going to be the ones that'll take your advice, and those are your biggest fans. And if they get screwed over, that's because they were listening to you. I don't imagine they'll listen to you again. And you could have really, severely damaged their livelihood because you put yourself in a position to listen to them. If you're Jake Paul and you're pushing a thing, well, that goes back to the people. It's like, how could you listen to him?
Yeah.
He's a hustler. He's doing his thing. You listen to him, Ice Poseidon, you're going to listen to these guys with your money. That's a wild decision. But to those guys, well, whenever I give advice, I'm always like, remember, I'm the stupid, straight bacon man on the internet. Like, what the fuck? Anytime I say something, I'm always like, what? But even on the phone calls, sometimes someone will call me, another creator, and they'll be like, yo, could you give me some advice on this or that? Or what do you think about? I'll be like, this, that. But I've been sued 3 times. But
I'm all hopped up on Alex Jones supplements right now, so maybe don't listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah, so it's like something, I think there's that responsibility there. And then when you go all the way to the top, it's like, damn, the guy that fucking ran this FTX shit, what does that feel like? Like fucking up like a country's worth of money.
Well,
all because of Twitter. He tweeted some shit. For those that don't know, like it was like a crypto exchange, and people had tons of money like invested into all these coins and this stock, this exchange where they hold their crypto. And
it's actually the second largest exchange in existence.
Binance.
And this is a very big deal. The story is not losing legs anytime soon.
Crypto's sketchy. Not that it's sketchy, but it's hard to stay on top, man.
I don't think it's sketchy. I have like a lot of friends who are very smart people, like more than a few who are like professionals that work in the space, developing products because they believe in the like future of it, and they're very like smart, not scammy type people, and I feel for them in this moment because I understand that like this is like a very bad thing for your business, like in general.
Yeah.
When the second largest exchange, on top of what's already been going on, basically like it seems like as it evolves is looking like a worse and worse story. Obviously it's very bad for everyone else who's like legitimately trying to do stuff in that space. But what's crazy about this is just like I just seen the creators that I follow who have been promoting it. Like I do watch some of these guys' videos. Like they have been promoting it, and it's like just how much that would suck if that company just ends up just like being shit and like completely making you look like a fucking fool.
And you're like, sorry.
Well, I shave my balls.
Argument about it.
I shave my balls with Manscaped.
Yeah, that's true.
Like that happens. That's live. I'm sitting here and I'm drinking G Fuel.
Bro,
that's real deal.
G Fuel, like
we're
about it.
There are things. There have been companies that come through, and I'm like, no. And I want to say something else. I everything I said about money and all that, and like to everyone listening, like I love you guys. If a fucking motherfucking steak deal came to me, 8-figure shit, fuck all y'all.
Stofers,
I would gamble.
Come back, Stofers.
No, the steak deals, the gambling deals that went through. Train makes like he said 360 million in 16 months. I don't care. I don't care about all y'all. 360 mil.
But that's why
I'm going full Jew. I'm going full Jew.
I care.
I get a seat at the table. I get a seat at the dark money table.
Yeah.
A lick of the shiny
Donny would come
ring.
out of the shadows for that one, for that 360 mil.
360 mil. I'm going to put you guys in the shadows.
Yeah. A little bop up.
A little double tap on y'all.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I have to say this FTS thing continues. I know it's not really like. I'm fascinated by it, by what's going on and the backlash. And I did see an argument that I thought was interesting. From a fellow creator saying, look at all these other people who are involved. Because the one thing that I did notice that like even from the beginning when I first saw, I don't know how you feel about this, but like when you saw Matt Damon do like the crypto.com commercial or whatever it was that was like running on TV forever, and I'm like, this is not going to be good. Like this just whole commercial here, like it's just not going to work out for him. I just don't see it working out.
I don't even
like,
think that's bad though.
Matt Damon
that's
always
like
does
not even
well
the
to
same
keep his
though.
mouth shut.
But like that's
What
not
is-
the same though. It's a TV commercial. It's like not seeked out like a finance YouTube guru.
I mean,
guy.
it's a little embarrassing
It's just-
if that like company goes under like within a year of your commercial. I would say.
But
And
like
I'm not saying
what
that they have. I'm just saying if it does.
But like it's like what he got paid to go and be in a commercial.
Yeah.
Like if I were in a
by the
chocolate
time
milk
you see
commercial,
that commercial.
if I were in a chocolate milk commercial, I'm like, this is the best chocolate milk ever. And then that place that went out of business, I'd be like,
You're like, someone
okay,
else wrote
I
that
don't
line
care.
for me.
But if I was like, yo, this is the best chocolate milk ever, and like it gave people worms and they shat blood, I'd be like, nah, this is a bad look. You know? Well, I guess that does mean that it would be like it's a bad look. People's lives get affected, but like it's also like once again it goes back to like don't listen to a football player tell you what to do with your money.
What about Larry David, who did a FTX commercial?
He told you in the commercial. He said, "Don't do it." I don't think it's that good. Like Larry David, actually, the way the commercial is worded is Larry David's like, I don't think it's a good idea, and I'm rarely wrong about these things, and that's the joke. Except now the joke is the joke because it did end up happening.
Like Donald Trump on the escalator in The Simpsons.
He reverse Uno'd all of us on that one.
He's playing
I
5
actually don't even know what reverse Uno means, to be honest with you.
I was trying to break it down in my head. I was like, interesting.
I have no idea what that means. I've just heard people say it. I'm like, I've always wondered. Like, I don't play Uno, so I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Man,
But,
Uno is hype. Remember when we had like an Xbox
I play like
Uno
cribbage.
thing going at a certain
That's what I
point?
play.
I think it's the flip. I think it's the flip.
No,
like,
there's a reverse card. Like you
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like they used it back on you.
somebody else like wins the hand, and you have a card that says like, no, actually, I win and you lose. It's like the ultimate diss.
Yeah.
I'll
We
fuck you
did.
guys up in cribbage any day.
Don't-
though. Let's just remember that.
Donny and I got Uno on Xbox 360. We got the Xbox 360 video game cameras. We were able to, and FaceTime wasn't a common thing back then, so this was very hype because we'd all be like in video chats. And Uno let you play Uno like 8 people, and we were like 7 dudes. And we all got our cameras, and we joined in, and there was like another 8th person there with us, and they didn't have a camera, and we were like, they weren't even talking, and we were all goofing around and laughing. We're like, hey, bud, hey, turn on your camera. Where's your camera? You don't have a camera? Doesn't have a camera. And then the camera turned on, and it was a hard black dick, and it was like pressing the buttons on the controller. And we were like screaming laughing because like for this
And he still beat us. Would you believe it?
it's literally like the lighting only coming
In
from
more
the
ways than
TV.
one.
This guy
Yeah,
standing,
yeah.
and it's like his hard dick. And like, is it important that it's black? No, but if you want to properly visualize the entire scenario, it was a very hard black dick mashing the buttons. So like playing the game with his hard dick, just the hard dick.
Remember, Harley's
But
straight,
we didn't
by the
leave.
way.
We were 7 button. You guys know I'm straight. We were all straight. Donny was straight, and Donny was there.
I was straight at that time.
And then we just sat there and watched this guy, played with him. Well, oh my God. Laughing. We were screaming. Also, once again, this is young blazing boys. Like getting high really like ruined our brains there.
Fisher Price, my first blunt.
So we're like in pain laughing because it's just such an outlandish thing. And that was like our first game of Uno. Now, I'm not saying every time we queued up in Uno together, we really did secretly hope that
we
the
were
black
chasing the
dick would
dragon.
return. But no game of Uno ever reached that level of enjoyment. I'm not saying, you guys, I'm straight. I'm saying I enjoyed the hard penis.
It's funny,
But it
out
was
of all the
funny
games
for
we
all
played,
of us.
I miss the stupid things like Worms and like Uno and Marble Quest. What was that fucking Marble game?
Madness? Marble? No, I know.
No.
I don't remember.
Ultra? Marble Ultra?
It was the
I don't
Xbox
fucking
360
know.
marble game, though.
Marble arcade game. I don't know. A lot of good fucking memories.
Guys, thanks so much for listening to the Binge Eater podcast presented by Epic Mealtime. Make sure you hit the like button, leave a good rating. Tell your friends to listen. Even if you didn't watch it on YouTube, you can go check out the video on YouTube. Put a like on that. I mean, if you're a real ambassador of ours, you might bounce around to all the platforms. Leave a little like and review for us there. We keep doing it every week. I love doing it. Shout out to Lynch for holding it down with me. Shout out to Donny Ducats. You guys are beauties. Trust no one except us. Bye. This episode is brought to you by our merch. Have you seen the Epic Mealtime merch? head over to epicmealtime.com. We got some badass new styles over there. I think you'll look pretty fuckable.